That was very poorly timed, I have to admit. Now we've got to somehow get past all these cupids without taking a punch. And we're a bit unfortunate that they can attack us on vertical planes. Bastards. But we got our full sparks back, and I always like to look at the positives when failing at Spyro, as I have done today. I've killed that enemy already, so I'm going to go back just to check. Yes, I have. I have to be certain, else I'll regret it later. Had no trouble with Cupid anyway, at least that time around. Alright, oh no, okay, there is one more dragon. I forgot about this guy. And we have Obasi, weird names.
Thank you for releasing me.
Obasi, a man of few words. The same few words as most other dragons. Thank you for releasing me. Move, Cupid. You're not involved in this fight. Oh no! I don't want to go up here yet. Whoa. Let's escape before they go turn into dragon chow. There's two spring boxes at the other end that we're just going to have to sprint for, I hope. Oh, the whirlwind guarded us against an arrow somehow. Thank you, Wind of Whirl. Whirl of Wind. Whatever you want to call it. Right. And this was all for a firework to destroy the strong box all the way over there, which we can't do because of flame. So that marks the end of Dark Passage, but at least we got all the dragons. And we got a good chunk of the gems. It was maybe 150 out or so. Fortunately, we can't charge that enemy, so he's going to have to stay a problem forever. Oh gosh, that was really fortunately timed. But I think we've already killed that enemy before, looking back, so not the end of the world, not a big deal. The next level that we're going to be doing is Lofty Castle, and similar to Haunted Towers, it will be a very short experience for us due to not being able to use flame. Because flaming is pretty essential in the level. It's part of one of the enemy gimmicks. Although it might be, there might be an enemy or two that we can't defeat. It might actually be doable thinking about it. It's been a while since I've played Lofty Castle, but all I remember is that there are enemies that can only be destroyed by flame that kind of block our path somewhat. Nice that butterfly to turn into a sparks. Who we got today? Latif.
Welcome to the Dreamweaver's young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected. Prepare for what is not there.
Thank you for that those words of wisdom, Latif. Lofty Castle. The loftiest of all castles, in there it's somewhat in the clouds, where water spills into nothingness. Very dreamlike. So I wonder if the Dreamweavers are actually the makers of Dragon Dreams, but who knows. I guess if you was being played by nightmares, you'd want to have a stern talking to one of these guys. These are the enemies that we can't surpass, floating Norks, but maybe it is possible to continue the level without that. We'll find out. We'll find out when we're not fucking dying, as is the case there. Fortunately, we're right near the beginning of the level anyway, so not much in terms of losing progress. And these enemies are going to be a pain to charge, so they're slightly elevated. Oh wait, nearly missed those gems. We got more Cupids as well, and the enemies that we have that are new are those flight birds, almost like flying pigs, if anything. And then you've got the Nooks that are somehow kept afloat by balloons, despite their immense size. I wonder if charge does damage to their balloons. Something tells me I doubt it. I can't remember them being beatable with charge, at least, so there is that. I'm just going to take a feeling from my gut that they can't be killed that way. Right, it says that we're missing a fairy, and there it is. Okay, we need to go over there. Anyway, killing the Nork or no, just means we've got to avoid his attack of a shield. It's weird there is carrying a shield to hit us with as opposed to a sword of some sorts. Make a bit more sense to have an offensive weapon. Mudada.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
Thank you, Mudada. This is a level, I forget actually, as well as Haunted Towers, this level does feature the supercharge, but it's a bit less prominent to discover secrets. I think there's a secret to figure out. Also, only Springboks in the game that will give us a red gem. So that's a first and unfortunately a last. So it's quite a nice looking box. But yeah, the only one of those in the game. I think there's 2 purple ones, so it's not quite. So it is actually the rarest, weirdly enough. Oh wait, did we destroy that enemy over there? I hope so. I always get nervous when I die because I just can't help but wonder if there's certain enemies that I've missed. It's a good job that you can charge these crates as well. And what this does is it releases a fairy, and the fairies join together and make a pretty sparkly whirlwind to help us progress to the next part of the level. Or in this case, it's you fell down and you need a way back up. So fairies are probably the answer. And they'll stay there indefinitely now just for our leisure. We might have to be very good with the supercharge to get a lot of these enemies, which means that a lot of the enemies should be destroyable thanks to supercharge, with the exception of some of these guys, who the Balloon Nooks indoors, who I don't think will be reachable with supercharge. I mean, I can try it, but something tells me they're a bit out of range. It's the enemies above me, you can see them just floating directly above my head. Just coming around quickly to get all the gems that are hidden underneath them, because they're very easy to forget when you're gliding around in one big circle. So the way this works now is we've got to do a glide, and unfortunately we're going to have to do this multiple times to ensure that we get all of the fairies needed to unlock the supercharge portal. Lofty Castle is one of my least favourites to do for challenges as well in 100%, in that it's very easy to forget where you've been, because it's one of the few levels that is not in some way linear. It's very unlinear, if anything. Wow, straight into the pool. Nice. The icy pool of the Dreamweaver's world. Gonna just drop right down here and kill some of these magic mushrooms and straight into Lofty Castle. Here we go. Probably one of the big bottlenecks of this challenge and of the other challenge, Lofty Castle. It is an amazing level though, I really like it. But it is pretty disorientating. It's very hard to remember exactly where you've been, since it's probably one of the only levels in Spyro the Dragon, the first game, that is not massively linear. You can actually go various different routes to get to different areas of the level. This is one of the main new enemies of this level, we have to deal with these floating chicken things and these gnorks that seem to be immune to gravity's effects, and they can float with a balloon. We'll also be spending our time rescuing golden fairies who help us progress throughout the level. They activate whirlwinds. It's very lucky that these cages, despite their metal, or rather metallic looking appearance, they are actually made of wood, as I believe, because flame seems to break them open. It really emphasises the dream state of the world Lofty Castle, just the way it is. It's also lovely and pink. It's got a lovely pinkness to it. Completely missed our enemy, but we can get him on the rebound. I always thought that after watching Shrek, I thought that the gnorks with the balloon thingies, I thought they were like that frog that Shrek blows up into like a balloon. I always thought it was the same sort of thing, even though Shrek was much later than this game. Okay, Mudada is another dragon, our first of this world. 2 chests that we can actually get thanks to our bowman friends who can destroy these chests for us with their projectiles. Very handy. There's an area up there that we need to try our best to get to, and I'm very split over whether or not we can actually get up to there. I don't know if that's going to be possible, so that'll be exciting to see if it is possible. A lockbox we need the key for, which I am pretty sure I remember where it is. I believe it's in one of the castles. In the meantime, we're going to avoid all of these arrows, get the only red Springbox chest in the game, making it very unique, of course. These fairies seem to exist solely for the purpose of allowing us to get back up to the higher reaches of Lofty Castle. And this is where we're at a bit of an impasse, because you can go left, you can go right, and you can actually go the opposite direction to where we've come from to get to a different area. I'm going to start by going over here. Destroy this Gnork. And get the second dragon of the Lofty Castle world. Baruti. Free our second fairy of this area. Oh wait, no, our first fairy? Oh yeah, there's 2 more. There's one up over here. Hey up, Chuck. Have a nice trip. I didn't like this platform. This platform up here only has 3 gems on it. It felt really, really pointless. But you do, I guess, need it to glide around to places. Forgot a gem down here. Looking back, I should have actually gone up to there first. It would have made a lot more sense. But I'll come back this way after. I'm going to go up here across this narrow bridge, where they are perfectly in line for an arrow strike. I wish I'd have actually, looking back, got them all in one line and see if the arrow would pierce all 4 in a row. That'd have been pretty awesome. As far as I can remember, there is nothing up those stairs to the left, so I'm not going to bother checking that out. I am, however, going to do the circuit of gliding round in a nice little circle to free all these fairies, who will open up another whirlwind to the latter part of this particular area. Okay, we're good for the gems around here. Now progress a bit further. That is the whirlwind that it released for us, but I'm not going to go up it just yet. Oh, I was wrong, there are gems up here. Okay. Good job I remembered. Or, not rather remembered, good job I went to actually check, rather than just assuming like a penguin. And this is the part now where the supercharged ramp would usually be introduced after this dragon here, Useni. There's a couple of chests and a short glide. Oh wait, the key. Almost forgot about the key. That's where the key is, for the strong box that we encountered earlier I'll have to make a trip back there. This is where the supercharge ramp comes into being, but we're not going to be using it because of obvious reasons. I don't believe there's any gems on the actual rampish area. That is where I want to get to over there. There's a selection of gems which is probably going to be the most difficult selection of gems to get on this particular challenge. Don't know if I can stand on that. No, I can't. So instead I'm going to go over to this section which we've not been to yet. I believe I'm one ferry short over here, which I think is up here and to the left if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, I glided down to get that one red gem. Here we go. Sweet. Free open 2 fan belt chests. Alley up. Over to the last part of this actual level as a level. The actual fortress, the actual lofty castle, as it were. I'm going to use this fan belt. I think it's a bit hard to say, but I think with enough angling I may be able to get at least one of those chests. The reason why it's important, oh yeah, it got it nice. The reason why that's important is because I'm not sure if the Cupid in front of those chests has the right trajectory to get all 3. So I think it's pretty essential to get the closest one in case he can't use his arrow to get the other 2. Let's have a look. I think maybe. Okay. Oh, that's got to definitely be possible. It may have just missed the one below that though, so I'm glad that I used the fan belt to get to it. There we go. Just about pierced through it. I don't believe there's anything I can use these particular fan belts to get, so I might as well just use them for a giggle. See if I can get that guy floating. Nope. Complete wrong direction, but never mind. Just fire that one off anyway. If I glide over to here, this is the walled area. That is where I need to get to over there with the firework crate just over there. I'm not sure if... with a well-timed glide, maybe I can get up onto there and then onto that bridge. If I glide around. It's going to be difficult, but that could be the only way of doing it. I may have to come back to this level to try it though, because it could take a lot of time to try and do that. At least no backwards jump isn't going to be possible. Back up the whirlwinds.